Hi, this is Dr. Roberto Sanchez with the Spanish Bible College. I'm glad to be here with you so I can share a little bit of what the Lord is doing, and also so you can know us, know our mission and vision and how we're impacting the world. So today, Dr. Harry will be asking me some questions about who we are, and we'll be answering those questions.
Roberto, how many students do you have in your online program that are from all over the Spanish-speaking world?
Oh, that's a very good question because we have different programs. We have the online program, distance learning, live online classes. We also have the institutes and the schools of leadership. So I will give you a quick overview. We have a couple of hundred students through our online program. We also have the distance learning, another couple of hundred, and then another couple of hundred to our live classes. But then we have the institute students that we manage, over 1,100 students that are studying within churches here in the United States and a few in Latin America. Then we have the international program. So in total, I'll say we're managing between 22 to 2,500 students by semester. And some of them, we have a lot on our roster. We have different programs that we have developed through the years. So this goes by waves. Once people complete the studies, then we wait a little bit, then there is a new wave of new students. So that's how our system works.
Why does, for example, a poor student in Peru who's pastoring a little church that barely makes any money, barely even has enough for food, why do they want to study, and why do they want to study with you?
Oh, because one of the reasons that we're successful is because we can reach, because our programs are not expensive. Through my experience with education, as many of you know, here in the United States, education is very expensive, and accreditation is very expensive. So what we have allowed to do here in Logos is keep the same standards, have a program that is recognized, not completely accredited because that's a different situation here, but raise the standards so the students can come to us and get the tools that they need. A lot of these pastors, they struggle, and for me, when I see them, I see their potential, but sometimes they don't know how. They don't have the tools. That's where in my case, I invest a lot on conference because I get a lot of information that can apply, and a lot of them, they don't even go to any kind of education, but when they start getting with us, they begin to get all these tools and all these ideas, and they can implement. So we know if we affect the pastor, we will affect the church and his family, and they will do better. That's what we have designed program that goes hands-on with the ministry that they're doing. And the best thing for us is we use Spanish professors that have graduated from all type of institutions. We work with different denominations. A lot of people ask us all the time, what denomination are you? We say we're interdenominational. We work with Baptist, Presbyterian, Methodist, Assemblies of God, Pentecostals, all type of denominations. But we take a lot the best professors, and we create programs and courses to bless these pastors.
So your students are literally national missionaries. They are already on their fields of service. They have their churches. They're reaching people. Your students are literally missionaries, right?
That is correct, in their own towns, because they speak the language, and they're already there, and again, maybe they don't know how to reach the community, but that's what we teach them, but they're all over. I'm amazed when I meet some of these people, and this is what is interesting. Sometimes I don't get to meet them until the end of the program, or when I travel to their countries, and I heard these fantastic stories. I mean, it's amazing what the Lord is doing among them, and how they move, and how they're reaching people, and how they're impacting, because one of the blessings that we had at the beginning of the 1900s is when a lot of missionaries from America went there to Latin America, they took the Word of God, and they took the American system, which it was good as they were there. When a lot of missionaries left, they left with their money, and a lot of the pastors didn't know what to do. They had great buildings, they had great seats, but they didn't have their own system. So through the years, some of them have been very successful, and we work with a lot of churches. As a matter of fact, the pastor with the biggest Spanish church in the world, in El Salvador, Iglesia Lim, Pastor Mario Vega, he has a bachelor's degree with us. He came to study to Guatemala Guatemala through a program, and a lot of the recognized pastors too, they've been able to take some of the classes. So for us, it's exciting to reach big pastors as small pastors, because we want to make sure the big pastors that come to us have a sound theology. They understand, certain principles, because in some ways, they've been raised to, to greatness through the power of the Holy Spirit. But it's so easy, as many of you know, just to move away from the right theology. So that's what we try to bring to Logos: the tools based on a good theology and a biblical foundation.
And Roberto, the Spanish Bible College, Logos, has stuck with the Bible through the years. You still have the same commitment to the Word of God you've always had. Is that right?
Oh, that is correct. We love, I think we have to, and that's what I'm blessed with. A lot of people that I meet, they always tell me, Roberto, you're the same. And so we know you, when you started. And I can change. I said, this is my life. I want Christ to live in me. I want to reflect it. I try to do my best in everything that I do, because I see the potential. Believe me, a lot of times I had invitations in Latin America. People will beg me and say, if you stay, you can plant a church, we can grow. And my desire is there, but the Lord has spoken to me saying, you are more effective there, as much as you like. Because I love evangelism. And those who know me, they know when I go to a country, sometimes they ask me, what do you want to do? And I say, if I have the possibility, I want to go to the prison. They go like, you're crazy. Why do you want to go to the prison? Because that's what the Bible says. I want to win people there. They need you, I want to go to where the poor are, the needy. And I do like the big churches and all of that. But again, they have good pastors, they have good seats. I want to go where there is the need. And that's why we try to go with Logos. We want to go where we can plant a seed, and we can see that seed to grow. And that's what gets our excitement. And I hope you're excited too, because the gospel is just so wonderful. When you see a person being transformed and changed, or when you see a pastor that maybe is struggling and you give them tools and they start sharing with you. Like I remember one of the pastors that we were taking, he was here actually in the United States, and he was going to the radio, and he began to study with us. And a few weeks later, I talked to him, and he said, I want to share something with you. I said, go ahead. And he was like, well, when I started studying and learning all these things, I started speaking those things at the radio. And some of my friends start calling me, and they will tell me, hey, what's going on with you? You are teaching different. You sound excited. What is happening in your life? And then he shared, well, I'm studying with Logos, so I'm getting all this information, and they notice. And that's what really we love, if people are noticing a change, if you are different, then we're making a difference, that's where we try, we just don't want people to have, a piece of paper on the wall doesn't do squat, doesn't do anything. But when the heart is changed, when the heart absorbs the Word of God and you get excited for the Lord, that's what really matters to us.
And somebody has noticed Luis Palau is a world-famous evangelism. He's called the Billy Graham of Latin America. You run Luis Palau's Bible Institute. How in the world, why in the world did Luis Palau select the Spanish Bible College, Universidad Cristiana Logos, to run his Bible Institute?
Well, I would love to say we run it, but in reality it's more a partnership. The big figure behind Luis Palau is Dr. Barbieri, Carlos Barbieri from Argentina. He is the man of the hour. He is actually one of the key persons that have brought that relationship to us. And the reason why was very simple. They had this beautiful program that they invested thousands of dollars online. It's free to people. But a lot of the people just go there and watch the videos, and there wasn't a way to measure what was happening. So with Carlos' help and his experience, because he's the director of that program, we got together and said, well, if there are people that want more, why don't we start creating a system to verify what they're learning? And that's where Logos came on board. We brought those 60 hours of wonderful teaching and then put them in a system, the educational system. We have books, we have testing, we have other components that are very important for us to see if the people are growing. And through that program now, we are seeing, how the people are completing, not only watching those videos for free, but Carlos is the star, and his team. I love the Luis Palau people. They are amazing. Every time, I see Reverend Proetti, Evangelist Juan Cruz, Carlos, just a few of them, they get together. I love to be around those guys. I learned so much, and you feel like a family. They're the stars, because what they're doing, impacting the world through evangelists. We only make a little portion of the big work that they do, just helping those pastors that they want to achieve more. But again, the Luis Palau team, I love them dearly. They're doing, and I think that through the Institute, it's free, but they have signed thousands of people. So through the teaching, through the program, and we learn from them too, because again, there's two different things that we can work together. We are not competing. We are trying to reach the world in our own way. We're more academics, they're more evangelists, but that doesn't make a difference. In reality, it makes us better. The components, once we join, we can do better things. So I'm very grateful, to have that friendship with the Luis Palau team, but they are the stars. We really don't do anything. They're the ones who are doing it. We just, doing a little filtering of the key people that they need to train, and that's where Logos come on board.
Well, that's wonderful, Roberto. Now, not too awful long ago, you met a man who is quite wealthy, and he said to you that he wanted you to start a separate account, get some money in that account so that you could provide scholarships in the future, and that he was going to match dollar for dollar. So if American pastors or Spanish pastors or whoever, it doesn't have to be a pastor, if they give to this special account right now at Universidad Cristiana Logos, the Spanish Bible College, it gets doubled. Basically, every dollar given to you as a missions agency, because you are a missions agency, every dollar gets doubled by this other foundation. Is that right?
Amen. Yes, Dr. Hare, this great man of God, he's been wonderful. Because again, sometimes you have to break your paradigm. And that's one of the things that we had. Universidad Cristiana Logos, or Logos Christian University, has always survived through the tuition or Hispanic students. And for a while, I was very prideful about it, but I think I was too prideful until a friend of mine talked to me and said, Roberto, you gotta let the Hispanic churches, be part of it, and the English speaking, because they can sow a seed in good ground. So that's when God started working, and our prayer here at Logos, so my prayer also was, God, lead me to the right people, and please clean my way. I don't want to waste my time, and nobody else's time, because I know it's important. I just want to connect with the right people. And this great man of God, he just came on board, and he had invested in my life in such a way that I'm amazed. I'm so thankful, that he will take time, He brought me to Miami, and for 2 hours, he explained a system that it's just awesome, and that opened my eyes to see, yeah, we can do more. And in reality, because or one of our goals, let's say, our vision is to be the biggest Hispanic institution in the world. But as we grow, God is changing that. As you heard, or you will see probably another video where we're talking about a bilingual program and an English program and all these things that God is doing. Well, in the same way, He brought this person for us to see beyond, So we never thought about an endowment, and He said, Roberto, you gotta get on board. This has to continue. So now the vision is more like, you are only little Hispanics, and here is wider. And I think that's such a blessing that we have this challenge, that someone comes and say, hey, I'm going to match dollar per dollar. That's such a great blessing, and that's what is happening. That's what we know. If you are showing here, it's because God probably is opening that door for us, so we can reach more people, so we can bless more people, so we can make a difference in this world. So we're very thankful of people like our friend that wants to help us, to become better. And of course, when you get money to donate, which I'm learning, you have more responsibility. And so for us, it's just something that we really are taking very, very careful steps. Because we want to be the people, we want to be good administrators of what the Lord is giving to us.
Now, Roberto, a story that I heard recently that broke my heart was of your institute in Venezuela. And I want people to understand when they give to your ministry, to this missions organization, yes, it's a Bible college, yes, it's a seminary, yes, it's the premier one in Latin America. You have everybody from, guys in the mountains of Bolivia studying with you to, world famous pastors studying with you. But when people give, you're really providing scholarships to people like Ramon that we've talked about, and some of the others in the program in Venezuela and the Institute. Can you just give a quick history? I mean, that's a heartbreaking thing that's going on, but Venezuela isn't the only place. But just so that people would understand, what is the situation for those pastors, those church leaders in Venezuela, and what are you doing about it? Why should people give to you?
Well, a few years ago, we started working with Dr. Jose Hernandez from Valencia, Venezuela, and we were charging them, because that's what we do. We try to accommodate our prices to the economics of the country where we're working, which that help a lot of the people. So, but due to the problems and change of government in Venezuela, maybe as some of you will be aware, their money and the inflation has gone skyrocket, and it's so hard and complicated to buy dollars, and you can really don't do transactions normally, so if you want to be faithful, if you want to do it right, it's very complicated, especially in countries like Venezuela. So when Hernandez came, he pleaded and said, we have the people, but we don't have resources. So I say, well, Pastor Hernandez, let's see what we can do. So he's been working with the students over there. We have the professors, good people, and we have been giving them the support. I mean, we just graduated a few weeks ago, to 12 or 13 people there, and basically for 2 years we haven't even get a dime from Venezuela, very little, minimum really. And for us, it's been a way to help, but as many of you know, you can do so much. So that's what I know, and I always heard when a lot of people say, I want to study, and you try, but you cannot give more, you don't have the force, you really want to, but you don't have the resources to do it. That's where we're allowing people now to say, hey, I want to help a pastor in Venezuela, because you make a difference. What is interesting, I tell people, and this happened here in the United States, when the economies are good, people don't have time. When the economy is bad, they have time, but they don't have money. In Venezuela, that's the problem. They have a lot of time, but they don't have resources. So now is the opportunity to train them, because when everything changes, can you imagine if we train 5,000 pastors? The impact that we will make, not only during this time, but once the curtains or everything is removed, we can have solid leadership that they can impact the whole country, and that's what we're trying to do. But again, it's a lot. It takes a while, and I know Pastor Dr. Hernandez, really, he is the star of the program. We do our part, providing all the logistics and administration and all of that. And my team is willing to work. I tell people sometimes, because they say, well, you should give it for free. I wish I could, but we have people that we have to pay. They have families too. And you know how the system works. Nothing is for free. People say, there's things for free. No, someone is paying for it, but that someone is making a difference, That's where we're allowing more people now, and opening the door so you can be part of this. And this is the same reason, the same situation that happened in Cuba too. We have a lot of people in Cuba, they really want to study, but again, there's no way to get them the books. We have to be creative. They won't be able to pay nothing, because they make probably $1 a day at max, and this is the thing. But we love to help as much as we can. There are specific cases, and I always say the way that really we work this is, if people are insisting, sometimes we get an email and we say, well, we can right now, and then they try again and they keep trying. So finally we say, this person really wants, let's see how can we help them. And we done that. That's my secret, really, to see, and to filter. But I wish, I could have and say from the beginning, yeah, we can help you. We have a system, we have the systems, to be able to. We have great ideas, We have thought about sending laptops with all the information so they can download all that educational materials. Then they can connect to the internet once in a while so we can retrieve their exams. We have thought about ideas using Facebook. I mean, we have a lot of ways that we can impact the world with the gospel and the sound doctrine and the teaching. But again, we need your help. We need more help. And maybe you say, I cannot help, I don't have money. Well, give us your prayers. Give us your time. Maybe you have an hour a week that you say, I want to donate to Logos. Well, we can find something, maybe even read a homework of the student, or contacting the student, encouraging the student. I mean, we can make a difference. When we really want to make a difference in this world, we always will find a place to do it. God bless you and thank you.